up, YouTubers? Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We're cutting that. They're cutting that one. I hope it's recording. I'm Sean Crapo with Intergalactic Tea. This is Miles Manor, the hardest working contrabassoonist in showbiz today.
Yeah, totally true.
You know, bassoon has been in a couple TV shows. Fleabag, bassoonist, and then Only Murders in the Building.
Yes.
So do you think there's going to be a contrabassoon?
Yeah, I think
moment?
we're kind of letting bassoon have the space for now.
Yeah, to guys come in.
Yeah, we just decimate them.
Because that's what making music is about. Decimating the other people in your own section.
That's what tea is about.
That's what tea is about.
Decimate these leaves.
All right, so we're gonna go through, and I've got like a sample bag of like 6 different teas, and we're just gonna try to go through everything that's in there.
Sweet.
And
do that for me.
Let's see. The first one we're gonna do is the Intergalactic Black, which is a black tea, and I try not to worry about being very specific with measuring the amount of tea. So I just do a general thing, and if it's too strong or gets bitter, then make the water hotter or colder and use more or less tea. So for smaller teas, like this is the Intergalactic Black, I just use a rounded teaspoon.
Okay.
And so I'll do that, and I'll just put it in there.
Yum. I'm doing the same.
Yeah. And then I'll add a cup of just off boiling water. That's what this is. Just put that in there. So for this, it's going to go between the second and third line.
Black tea has the hottest water temperature requirement, right?
Yeah. And so there we go.
Thank you.
Now, one thing I don't have since we're recording with my phone is... Do you have your phone?
Over there.
Oh, yeah, we should get that.
Okay. You want me just on Facebook while you're talking?
Yeah.
I'm bored.
You put it in for 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
A timer. So with this black tea, I have forgotten about it for 15 minutes and still come back and drank it.
2 minutes.
But not all teas are like that. This will be fine. And so this is, we call it like a Western brewing, where you put a small amount of leaf and then brew it for a few minutes.
Okay.
And typically, like, you can try to rebrew it for, like, say, again, for 5 minutes, but there won't be a whole lot of flavor left in it. And another way to brew it would be to use more leaf or less water and do shorter steeps, and then you get more steeps out of it.
Oh, okay.
And the teaware, you can get lots of fancy teapots and gaiwans and stuff, but we're just going to use, I think these little beakers are great.
Yeah, it's kind of French pressy stuff.
Yeah, you can use a French press, but you might get coffee flavor. And then these little tea strainers that you can just put in a cup. And we're also using, I forget what the word is, but glass that can take boiling.
Oh, tempered?
Yeah, tempered glass, just so that people can see the tea, but obviously you can just brew it in a regular mug. Or maybe cup your hands, do it that way.
Yeah, if you're tough. You do that.
I do that.
So do you ever have to agitate it or anything like that?
Sometimes, swirl it around a little bit.
Because like people, bounce them up and down the tea bag. I wasn't sure if that was like
you
total
can
noob technique.
And this black tea, also, you can put milk in it or cream if you want to. I would brew it longer. You want a stronger flavor if you're going to dilute it.
Yeah, what is the end result? What are we going for? Is it going to be a real light flavor?
I think it'll be pretty robust flavor.
Okay. Is it going to have notes of anything or hints of anything?
I think we decided on oak yesterday. It's going to have oak.
Oak. Yeah, oak means it's good.
Yeah. Or maybe some fruit. We'll say that.
Oh, yeah.
Notes of fruit.
Fruit forward.
Yeah, it's fruit forward. No, this actually has chocolate and malty flavors.
Okay.
You know, one thing I didn't think about.
There you go.
Oh, okay, so just pour it in one of your cups there.
Both of these are tempered?
Yeah. Unless it's not. That would have been a fun surprise.
Oh, man. Oh, mine turned out a little lighter. Maybe I had a less rounded...
Yeah.
Oh, barely different.
So you can... Oh.
Still totally nailed
It's pretty
it.
hot.
Yeah, I want to smell what we're doing here. Well, it's terrible. No, I'm just kidding. Don't mind this one.
So it's gonna be really hot is the thing. So you might want to cool it down to just taste it. And then I'm gonna pour mine out. I mean, not right away.
Oh, you don't even drink it.
No, I do drink
You
it.
just steep it.
Yeah, I don't. This is not drinking tea. It's just steeping tea. So you want to steep it, go through the whole thing, and then you just throw it out.
Got it. I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
This is basically boiling.
Yeah. So, if it's not strong enough, you can just dump it back in. Brew it for a little bit longer.
Yeah, maybe I will. That flavor is really yummy.
Yeah, so it's got like a kind of a malty, chocolatey, roasted barley kind of flavor.
You're better at that than me.
Also, some oak and fruit forward notes.
Yeah, definitely has that.
Or you could, the next time you brew it, just add a little more tea and you'll get a stronger flavor.
Okay. Yeah. This is very, very tasty. This is just regular old black. This is just the start.
Mm-hmm.
Was this towel for
Oh,
people who
yeah.
don't know what they're doing?
Well, yeah.
May I?
Yeah, of course.
Dab? Nothing to see here.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Thank you.
I spilled some stuff over here.
Yum.
So, I guess the other thing we can...
That's delicious. So these four come in the...
Correct. What you get is these 4 teas, which is Intergalactic Black, Intergalactic Green, Big Red Robe, which is an oolong, and then
Yum.
Purple Moon, which is a Moonlight White tea. I'll describe more. And then you also get some pu'er teas and some pressed white tea, and then you get this It's basically a black tea that's been rolled into little balls. It's called Space Balls of Tea.
Awesome. I saw that on the website. That's
I'm
great.
supposed to be working on my branding.
So
Everything has those space names, but
I like
hard to...
I thought this was a chocolate.
Oh, that's
a
even better.
pressed tea.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll get to those probably at the end. So you can drink that if you want to. I'm gonna.
Oh, what am I doing? I'm not
It's
doing
poured in there. And
Oh, I took the lid off. Yeah, I want another sip of this, action. There we go.
so I'm gonna do, of the 4 loose leaf teas in front of us, I'm gonna do the green tea last.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move on to the oolong. And this is one. So yeah, and if you can see this, it's like a strip.
Ooh, long.
This is so because it takes up. Let's see, I'll weigh it because I recommend doing 2 to 4 grams per cup of tea that you're going to brew. Because it's not as finely rolled, it just takes up more space, so you need to get more of it.
Never had a conversation about rolling things or grams, and we were talking about tea. This is really
So I'm going to try this much. I'm going to
way
weigh it.
better deal.
Yeah, it's less illegal. So this is 3.5 grams, and I'm just going to go with that. So it's a rounded tablespoon.
What did you do with your old leaves?
I poured it in here.
Oh, they went in there? How did you do that?
Yeah, you just put everything in there. We're okay.
I could try to be less elegant, but I don't know.
No, you don't want to.
I don't think it's possible.
And so I don't know what the other thing. Water temperature is important. A lot of teapots. Where are we at here? So we're at 193, which is fine for this long. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Was water boil at like 220?
Yeah, 212, I think.
12.
Sometimes I do a rinse to especially get the leaves to open up. You don't need to do that, but I do sometimes.
Whoa.
So on this one, we're gonna do shorter steeps. So and it'll be a little bit lighter of flavor. But oolongs in particular, you can get a lot of steeps out of them.
Sweet.
So let it steep. Oh
Yeah, I
here.
definitely want to try some oolong. For sure.
Oh, then I'll open this thing.
Oh, that's a fast steep. Is that it?
Yep. And I'm not really counting it. So this is going to be a lighter flavor, for sure.
Wow, that was like in there for 30 seconds.
Yeah, in some teas you do it for a couple of seconds.
Yummy. It is a lighter, but it's so good.
And this Wooey Oolong is a heavily roasted, and they roast it for like 20 hours sometimes, like a very low temperature, and
Wow.
it's so something like this you would drink, and the flavor's kind of, because you're drinking small amounts of many short steeps, the flavor is just going to build up in your mouth over time, and so there's a lot of, maybe there is oak in this, and some fruit.
Youth. I smell youth.
I'm not sure I want to know. There, do a little bit there. Do another steep here.
It's a great blend of optimism and regret.
Yeah. I think that's kind of like nostalgia a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of regret. Kind of with optimism for the past, I guess, is what
Yeah.
nostalgia is.
Yeah. Maybe things will get better. What I already did. I guess that's maybe nobody noticed.
That's not. Is this where your oolong was?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a terrible way to live life, because most people don't notice.
That's
And
true.
you're like imagining the thing that you did that was so terrible, and really nobody cares.
Yeah.
Or someone's done something worse.
Right.
Do you mind if I tell an old firefighting story?
Please do.
All right. So once there's a program when I was in the fire department. I'm retired now, but where the firefighters were driving the ambulances so that you could have two paramedics in the back with the patient instead of.
Got it.
Because a lot of times, a fire truck and a paramedic comes to the scene, and then a firefighter will hop on the back of the ambulance and help the paramedic. And they thought, well, let's have that guy just drive, or woman just drive, and have the two paramedics in the back. And
Yeah, you wouldn't want to have a firefighter.
the problem with that is that we're less. We don't know the unit as well. So I get in, it's middle of the night, and I'm driving, and I can't find the sirens. There's like 1,000 switches, and I can't find it, and I'm looking for the air horn because I have to go through lights down. This is in Austin, down in like 6th Street, and I can't find the air horn. Like, it's further to the left of my foot than the engine.
The horn is a foot thing.
There's multiple horns.
We've already blown a lot of people's minds.
And I can't find it, and I finally find it, so I start honking the horn, and I get to the hospital, and we get the patient out, and I think, oh my, this is like the worst thing I feel like this ever happened. I just totally blew it. And the paramedics asked me about it, but they're laughing at me. And I told them, they just kind of laughed, and then, they probably went on with their shift and never thought about me again.
Right.
And so I'm telling the story to another friend of mine, and he's like, he just starts laughing at me, and he's like,
You had gone to the whole hospital without any sirens.
well, I had lights on, and I had the air horn, so I was making noise.
Okay.
But I couldn't find I never found it. And I was just honking the air horn every once in a while, just to let people know. And so I talked to another guy, and he just starts laughing at me, and he's like, you take this way too seriously. And he tells me a story about him and how, like, he's driving the ambulance, and he hears over the radio, like, ambulance, blah, 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 you've got some stuff falling out of your unit, and something had gotten closed, and like something, he pulled over, put that back in, and he was like, that's worse, and so I don't want to give the impression that maybe I should edit this out. We're a bunch of morons in the fire department, because we're not.
No,
but we do make mistakes.
I mean, that makes sense. I'd rather have no sirens and a paramedic doing heart surgery while we go down the road.
Well, there we go. So anyways, back to the tea. Oh, I need to edit this out. Now I'm sweating. So this can undergo many more steeps, and they can get progressively longer. And especially with this Wooey, this is a Wooey style oolong. which Wui's a region, and towards the end you can steep it for 5 or 6 minutes, and it gets kind of almost a sweet chamomile type flavor.
Yum.
Anyways, so I'm gonna get rid of that though, because we got to move on.
Moving on.
I
like that very much. I keep grabbing this black tea though. Man.
Yeah, that's I think black tea is what most people are most familiar with, and the Intergalactic Black is going to be accessible to anybody who likes black tea.
Oh man.
But have a flavor that's not what people are used to having.
I can taste it along a little better now that it doesn't burn my mouth.
So we're gonna move. This is a moon. The style of this is a moonlight white, but so this is really floofy. So you see, I've got a big scoop here. I'm just gonna dump that in there.
Wow. Okay.
This is another one. You can steep it for 3 to 5 minutes, but I'm gonna do it shorter.
Okay.
And this one, so moonlight white is a style of white tea, and I've got 2 different kinds of moonlight white. And this one I'm calling purple moon because there is a variant of tea leaves that are purple.
Okay.
And this one uses those purple leaves. So.
Yeah, I feel like I got a couple. I have some legit branches in here.
Yeah, there's some twigs in there, some twig action,
I
and the
saw
water's
that
cooling
on the
down
way.
more. So for whites and green teas, you want a little bit cooler water. So this is like at 180, which might be a little bit hot, but this particular white tea is gonna be fine with this hot water.
Would you tell me if you had just like run out of time and put some like oak tree in here?
No, I wouldn't.
That off?
I'd pass that off as
Okay.
some flavors of the tea. The twigs actually are sweeter.
Oh yeah, give me a little pump of water over there, would you?
Yeah. And have less caffeine. So there's some kinds of teas that have a lot of twigs in them.
Yeah, this is twiggy. Oolong has caffeine?
They all have, all the camellia sinensis. And it's not really related to how much it's oxidized. So some people think that, black has the most caffeine and green has the least, but it's not related.
Okay.
It has to do with like the age of the leaf and
Oh wow.
I think some of the roasting might reduce the caffeine. I'm not totally sure on that though.
Interesting.
And one of the great things about this beaker is that you can taste it as you're brewing. So you can put a little
see
bit in
where it's
there,
going?
and you can. And so right now it's really light, but this really does have a very fruity flavor, and
I'm excited.
and white teas. So some teas age. You can age them. Green teas are not that kind of tea, but white.
In this stage, it'll change.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So like this white tea, you can see some of it have green leaves and some have black leaves, and that's because it's oxidizing. So like this black tea, it's left out to completely oxidize.
Okay.
And then process. So in a green tea, they heat it up to kill an enzyme in there that interacts with oxygen to keep it green. So like in China, they typically pan roast it or pan fry it, and in Japan they typically steam it. So this is a Chinese green tea, and they do that to keep the green. And then oolongs are allowed to partially oxidize, and so this one has been heavily
it's got
oxidized.
some color to it. Still.
So you can try. I'll try mine now.
And so like a minute.
Yeah, and if you did.
See what it tastes like when it gets a little meatier later.
So this has mine's pretty light, but it has almost like a melon and cotton candy kind of flavor in there.
Oh my gosh, that's so different.
Yeah, completely different.
Wow.
This is one of my favorite white teas because some white teas also don't age as well, and this one has a longer shelf life, and that's another reason why I like it.
I didn't know white teas could be such a yummy, bold flavor. I thought they were always light.
Yeah, the newer ones that are more grassy, like your silver needle kind of, the little needle, needle shape, and they're real fuzzy.
Yeah.
Those have a lighter flavor, and also I think you want to drink those within a couple of months. But this will still be drinkable for years, I think, a couple of years. It'll be different. And also the oolong, especially heavily roasted oolongs, I sometimes like them better after a year or even 2 because the roasting flavor wears off and it allows some of the other sweeter flavors to come forward.
Okay.
The black teas will sweeten and mellow a little bit, but I like this one bolder, so I'd drink it quicker.
Sure.
I mean, and typically, if you're going to buy tea from me, just drink it right away.
Right. Or brew it and
throw it out. That's what I do. With all my teas.
You can go through a lot of cups a day doing that.
Exactly. That's maybe the preferred method.
Yeah. I brewed like 6 or 7 cups of real strong black tea, and I couldn't feel the caffeine at all, and it was because I had thrown it all out.
Yeah.
I hadn't drunk any of it.
That's a great way to enjoy tea, low caffeine tea,
yeah,
really.
Right.
If you don't drink it.
Coffee doesn't affect me either, at all.
Just,
Yep.
Do you do it over the shoulder?
Yeah. Or I'll just kick the whole glass.
This is what I feed to my kids. They drink that and also eat the leaves. It's dinner.
Wow, they get
Yeah.
The leaves are the dessert.
Yeah.
Cool. Man, that's great. That's a great smelling chamber pot.
The great thing about this is that everything no matter where it's coming out of, it all goes in here. It's made for that.
Is it actually kind of yummy? Like all these mixes of teas? Is it kind of tasty?
This is a chamber pot. I was like, Miles, I don't know why I'm not selling more tea. Can you help me with that?
Yeah. Might have something.
I don't. I've never. It's probably not that great.
Don't they call that like a suicide? Like when a kid gets all the sodas at the soda fountain into one drink?
Yeah. That just tastes like sugar, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do green tea. Let me dump this out. So this has more life in it. And you could brew this a lot longer. And I'm not being really specific about, in this video, about brewing length of time, weight, because I don't think that's how you should start brewing your tea. I think you should have some vague guidelines, and that's what we're doing. Rounded teaspoon for smaller teas like this, a rounded tablespoon for more fluffy teas, and
this was the longest steep, the black.
Right. And you could have done with all of these. You could have done a longer steeps. I think with like a Taekwon Yin or a Wui Oolong that are heavily roasted, I think my preferred method is to do shorter steeps with either use the same amount of tea and a little bit less water, or just double your tea and do it that way. Because there's so many more flavors to unpack. And you can do that with this black tea and green teas as well. They don't, in my opinion, you don't get as many steeps out of them, but you'll get a lot of steeps out of the Purple Moon and out of the Big Red Robe. But do be careful about your water temperatures, and that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to use this now. You can just brew it straight in your cup.
Whoa! And
I'm going to use.
And that's for this last tea.
For this,
could you brew that in this?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. If you can, these are really, really versatile, and I still use my website. And if you want to get into tea, I think this is the thing that I would get first, because you can see the leaves brew.
Sure.
And you can brew enough in here for 2 people to have small cups, and you can do a giant thing for yourself, or you can do smaller amounts of water for short, quick brews. So green teas, a lot of people. I'm going to do about that much. Not here. Let's weigh this and see how much this is.
Super rounded teaspoon.
I typically like a nice strong cup of tea, so I'm gonna. But let's
yeah,
weigh
I think
this.
I too. I think I'm learning that as well.
So that's 2 1/3 grams. So I think that's fine. Now I'm gonna dump that in here, and then I'm gonna put about a cup for me is right up to there, and I'm gonna let's see how hot this water is.
Just pour a little bit on the underside of your wrist. Tell you
Burn.
Exactly how hot it is.
So this is 172, which is just right for green tea. So I'm gonna just pop that in here, and you can just put it in that cup too.
Okay, yeah. Oh, cool. This has does this fit on the bottom, or do you take it off?
Yeah, no, you can. so it collects the water. And will you put on your phone 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
Yeah, and here's your. Here, just another round.
So did your firefighter buddies get you into tea brewing?
No, they didn't. They did not. There we go.
This is what you guys are doing in the firehouse.
When
Oolong and white teas.
That's kind of the main thing, yeah.
Posters of teas on the
my
wall.
first shift, which was like 17 years ago, I
Wow.
walked. Yeah, I know. That's when you were at Round Top, right?
That's horrifying.
I think. Were you there?
Something like that.
Or I walked to the back of my fire station, and there's a bunch of guys around this table hacking up this like gigantic fish. I mean, it was like this big, and they were just like hacking it up, and then the next shift I came, and there was a rib cage and spine of a deer that they had processed back there. Like nobody was drinking tea.
No one was doing tea.
No.
Huh.
But
maybe it was under the carcass somewhere.
Probably when you work with people, like you live with people,
right?
And in that fire station, our beds were just like packed. Like you go like this, and there was beds just right next to you.
Wow.
And sometimes there'd be like 4 or 5 guys snoring all at once. It was like so hard to sleep.
Yeah.
If and then you had runs trying to we don't sleep at the fire department all the time. Just want you to know that. But we're there for 24 hours, and if there's time between runs, you can try to rest. And
insanely tiring.
And I was nervous a little bit my first few shifts, and then you're getting woken up throughout the night. So then people who do sleep are snoring.
Another cat and another tree.
I have rescued a cat out of a tree.
Wow.
One tree and one roof. The first tree was in the middle of the night, and I put my turnouts on and my face piece on and my helmet, and we put the ladder on, and I went up there, and I had to like pry the cat off, and then it turned around and immediately was like, that's why I had that stuff on. But like it was like dug in, and rescued a cat.
Wow.
It was worth a while.
We've had firefighters in the back of an ambulance. Have you ever had a paramedic at the top of a ladder getting a cat out of a tree? You guys trade jobs a lot.
No. And when we're in the back of an ambulance, we're just helping the paramedics. They're in charge of the medical stuff.
Cool.
And that's different. Some fire departments have paramedic firefighters, and so it's a different thing, but my fire department didn't.
Cool. The horn as a foot pedal blows my mind.
Yeah.
Does it look like a gas pedal?
No, it's round. and it's further off.
Is it round and red like a clown nose?
That would be awesome. But I'd want that somewhere where I can go.
I'd get out of the way.
What I usually did, I would just stick my head out the window and go.
Brilliant. 2 seconds. 1 second.
All right, I'll take mine out.
We're there. We are there. Yes, yes.
All right, I'm just going to head and... that's excellent. Mine can be even stronger.
So how did you actually...
You can, yeah.
Just pour it like this?
Take it out, and then you rest it on the lid.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. And you can do...
Oh, yeah, and it's in the glass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
wow, that smells really good. Looks like Gatorade.
You can do all of the steeping techniques with this little brew basket that you can with this beaker or with a gaiwan or teapot. You can do short steeps with lots of tea, or longer steeps with less tea.
Yeah, that's really tasty. Yeah, I think I like the stronger the better. I really like that. Yeah, I would be a long steeper for sure.
And I feel like this is something that if you've only ever had green tea in a bag, it never tastes this bold and upfront. It's got like... I
mean, I haven't drunk a lot of tea, but I've never had tea that tasted like these teas. So I'm missing something.
Yeah, it's got like some roasted corn. Does that sound?
Yeah, this is very farmy, for sure. It's got like hay
but not in a manure way.
And is that bad? Like when you go to the farm and it's sort of petting zoo-esque?
Not really. That. But I went to a place this summer. It was like they had like a dairy, so you get ice cream, but then the cows were right there. So there's a really strong like hay and manure smell.
Yeah.
And getting the ice cream, And
Weird.
that, it wasn't my favorite combo.
Yeah, the ice cream right out of the tea. That's pretty
Yeah.
intense.
Oh man,
Keeping those cows cold.
keep them nice and cold. Yeah, keep them on ice. All right, so why don't you entertain us? I'm gonna fill this up with water. So, just do a monologue. 'Cause we need some more water. We're running out.
Fantastic. So done 4.
Done 4, and we've got 3 more.
Wow.
4 more. Yeah, 4 more.
I don't know. I feel like for $1,000, this is a pretty good gift
I think
set.
it's good. Yeah, I mean, it's really an investment in yourself.
Yeah. I like that. Anytime there's a tea that, like, if I can get a cup of tea for under $250, I'm in.
You know what? I've also just realized. Here, I'm gonna have to get this water hot again for the next round of teas. I hope you have your catheter because we're not stopping until all these teas are tasted.
Yeah, we gotta move it.
Sorry, this is gonna make some noise probably in recording. And I also, I don't know if you can hear me, but sorry. I also realized that I forgot to turn off. You're supposed to go put into airport mode for your phone, so you don't get all those little beeps and clicks.
Oh yeah, airplane mode.
So sorry everybody if that's happening, because this is kind of like a one-take thing.
I don't think they're hearing anything.
Okay.
I mean, we'd hear it too.
Well, no, because when you're recording with your phone, it's still getting static and stuff from.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be happening.
Come on. Is this tea not worth that?
$1,000.
Look at me in the eye.
And it comes in this awesome brown paper bag with a stamp on it. See, it's got the logo Intergalactic Tea.
It does.
And
And a flying chamber pot.
no, it's so another way to brew tea is what's called the gaiwan. It's basically a bowl with a lid.
That's really nice looking.
And we can brew some tea in
Golly.
this.
May I see that? That's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
And so you use the lid to kind of strain the leaves a little bit.
God. That's so gorgeous.
And
Is this from China?
this one is from Japan, actually.
Okay.
And this, it's used, but I'll sell it. It's what, 20,000?
$20,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus, $1,000.
Yeah, right.
Tea,
Oh, got it. Yeah, okay.
No, the tea is actually, I think, well, yeah, it's like $30 for the sample thing.
That's awesome. 7 different teas and different styles.
Yeah.
4 completely different flavors so far. All delish. I don't know. I mean, is there a tea out there that I'm gonna like do a spit take?
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
exciting! Let's go.
So, well, I don't know how loud the tea thing, I'll try to talk real loud. So, what we have left are pressed teas, and 2 of them, here's a white tea that's been pressed in these leaves, and then this black tea that has been made in these pearls. And then there are what's called pu'er teas. And so pu'er, I guess, I don't know, hundreds of years ago, tea would be transported from China to Tibet, and to make it easier to transport, it'd be pressed into bricks or cakes.
Okay.
And I should get some tea cakes. Let me go. Sorry, going off stage again.
So this is sort of a fancy version of that. These little leaves.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun to give this to a kid as a chocolate and get their reaction. Happy Easter.
So, let me see. Alright, here we go.
I can't wait to see what this does in the water. Oh wow, they're huge discs.
Yeah. So let me show. Let's see.
You got a lot of tea,
I
man.
do have a lot of tea. So
How many cups of tea are in this disc?
this is like 356 grams of tea, or maybe this one's 4. This is 500 grams of tea. So press into discs like this.
That's federal offense.
And so it can be transported, because otherwise it'd be like a
Wow.
big floofy thing.
That's so cool.
And
Check it out.
so this is one of my. So look at this one.
Wow.
See how. So and if you, I do have so aged pu'er is like a whole, like almost a separate business, which I don't. I have some aged pu'er, but it can get into the thousands of dollars. For real, $1,000, not like we're joking.
Wow.
And so I'm not like an expert by any means on pu'er, so I don't sell super expensive stuff because I can't verify. Like, there's stuff about like, oh, this came from this set of trees that are 500 years old, and it's from this region, and I can't. I can't verify that stuff, so I'm not going to sell it. But
the tea black market is a dangerous place.
It's rough.
Black tea market.
But so what happened is that this tea would get transported, and if you aged it, the flavor would change.
Okay.
And in a way that we like, and then I think in the 1970s, basically pu'er tea was not really in style. And then it came back into style, and no one could find aged pu'er. And so this tea is called shu pu'er, and it is trying to mimic aged, which is what this one, xing pu'er.
Okay.
Or sheng pu'er. And
Clear
it doesn't quite, it's wet piled, it's like almost composted.
Wow.
So, and it's supposed to taste like this, which we can taste some of this at the end.
It's got some attitude.
It's got some attitude. So let's go ahead and open one of these.
Yeah.
So with all pressed teas, even ones that aren't pu'er, dump this out. Sorry, my hands are in this, but we're gonna put boiling water in. You want to give it a rinse, and sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Because it
Needs a bit more aggravation.
Well, you want. Hold on, let me get back over here. You want to get the leaves to open up, and for shu pu'er, it's sometimes you don't want to drink the first steep because it has. So it can have more barnyardy flavors, and this even shu pu'er, it's wet piled kind of, and they keep it at a constant temperature and rotate it, and they wet it. It's and even this is going to be a couple years old.
This color is amazing.
Yeah, and so you don't.
It's so beautiful.
For shu pu'ers, I often do 2 quick rinses. Like that. And I have some small cakes of shu pu'er that is excellent, I think. The kind that comes for the sample is actually pretty mellow, and see, it's going to be kind of hot, but you can smell that.
Oh, whoa.
So this is very different from everything else.
Yeah.
So this is got some vanilla notes.
Way darker.
Way darker smelling. Vanilla and kind of mushroomy almost.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Mushroomy. I was trying to think, what is that? Whoa, it's so much darker.
Mm-hmm. You have kind of like a red.
Oh, I've never had a tea like this. There's no way.
So we'll do.
Looks like red wine.
Yeah, and this tea is going to be hard to oversteep. So that's another reason why I put it in this. It'll have, I think, some flavor now. So I'll just pour it into cups.
Hit me.
But if we steeped it for 10 minutes, it'd probably still be drinkable. I'm going to go ahead and steep this while we're waiting.
How interesting, because it seems like it has a huge amount of character. And I would think, if you steep it longer, it would be too much or something.
It doesn't,
Or just it is what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't quite get bitter. Say the way if you oversteep a green tea, or the water's too hot for a green tea. So that's, I guess, something I want to emphasize. I've been again kind of lax about even water temperature and brewing times and stuff because I think that's just an easier way to brew tea. But green tea, you want to make sure that your water's not too hot. So I'd say
bitter.
Yeah. So I'd say between go for 170. Sometimes 180 is fine, and for Japanese teas, I do 160 a lot of times, even cooler, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how interesting.
Yeah.
I thought the flavor was going to be just as intense as the scent. The scent and the flavor, they're related. Man, the flavor is excellent though. It's totally unlike any tea I've ever had. Totally unlike.
Yeah, most people haven't had pu'er tea.
I'm in. That's excellent.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like that one.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
And that's the one, like sometimes I'm hesitant to include it in the sample pack because some people, I just worry that like, it's going to be so outside people's zone.
Sure.
That they're just going to be like, oh wait, this is all terrible. But I've really grown to like choux pu'er.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
And I have some choux pu'ers that I have like a tea warehouse.
Okay.
It's not really a warehouse, it's just basically a room, but I've had to like get it set up so that it meets all the health codes for a food warehouse. But I have some of this, my pu'er cake stored with vanilla beans.
Wow.
In there, in the container, so it kind of that vanilla taste so wafts over. So now this has been steeping quite a bit longer, and for pressed teas, a lot of times the second steeping, let me dump that in there. You'll do a shorter steep because the leaves have opened up, and so in this case, I've actually steeped it longer. See how it's all completely unraveled now.
Yeah.
And everything.
Right. It kind of resembles these now.
Yeah.
So is it gonna have different flavor now?
It'll be stronger.
Yeah.
It's black. It's a lot darker.
Can't see through it. Totally.
Do you want to compare it to the aged?
Totally up to you.
Okay.
100%.
Let's try that.
Okay.
So this isn't in the. I'm going to compare this to a tea that's not in the sampler set, and then we'll get back to the sampler set. Let me dump this out.
Do you have to go soon?
You do? Okay. Well, then let's not do that then. Let's get through these.
Okay.
So here is a pressed white tea. We will.
This is such a cool packaging.
Yeah, it's like a little leaf there.
That's so neat.
And I'm going to brew this in our gaiwan. Again, all pressed teas, you want to dump boiling water onto them.
Okay.
So that will say that for a choux pu'er, you want boiling water, which is what we used for it.
Okay.
Dump it on there.
Just break it up more.
Yeah, and again, because it's been not sitting around, but it's a couple years old, and you want to kind of revive the leaf and rinse it, give it a good rinse.
Flavors are hidden.
Yeah.
So pressed ones you usually do a little rinse, just to get it.
Oh yeah, 100% of the time.
These you don't necessarily.
No, you don't. I do sometimes for some oolongs because it gets the leaf to expand.
Wow, that is a lot stronger now. I can really taste how much stronger that is. It's interesting. Do people a lot of times steep it at whatever temperature is necessary and then let it cool so that the flavor is more...
Yeah, that's another interesting thing.
I can definitely taste it more. The cooler it gets, the more clear the flavor is.
And sometimes there's like a sweet spot where the flavor is the best. At the
right.
So like this is super hot and it's gonna be pretty strong.
Yeah, like a boiling cup of tea, it's hard to taste the flavor, and a cold cup of tea, it's lacking flavor too. But there's something in between. It's like,
because
it's like usually
if when it's too hot, it kind of burns your tongue a little bit and you can't taste it. And then when it's cold, you don't get the aromatics.
Yeah, this one now is maybe almost perfect, and we brewed it a while ago.
Yeah,
you taste everything; it's still warm.
And all these loose leaf teas here work great as cold brew. I sell pitchers that aren't what's it called, reinforced. So they don't break under high heat.
Oh, I don't know.
We just like these tempered, yeah.
Oh yeah,
so
tempered glass.
The bigger pitchers I sell are not tempered. This is tempered, and you can put some if you just want a glass of cold brew. Like when you go to bed, put some tea in the bottom of this. Put cold water in it. Put it in the refrigerator.
Okay.
And then in the morning, you'll have a cup of cold brew.
Nice.
And it'll have less caffeine. Unlike, I think cold brewed coffee has more caffeine.
Okay.
But cold brewed tea has less. So I'll dump this.
Okay, unfortunately, I have to pour this out, so I'm going to try that one. That's good, though. That's definitely the most divisive, but it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's good to have.
So this particular pressed white tea is pretty mild tasting. So I have other ones that are stronger, but this is what I can get. Because they also come in big cakes, and I've got some cakes that have, and I've got some coming in that have a nice strong flavor. This one's going to be pretty light, but aging, this is aged, it's a couple years old. Aging white tea, the tea leaf continues to oxidize and becomes a little bit more like a black tea, but it gets kind of like an apple-y sweetness to it and less of a grassy flavor.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, little Tom.
Yeah, so this is really mild, and I should have let it steep a little bit longer, but you can't quite see how big the leaves are here.
Oh my gosh! Wow!
Yeah,
All that was in the thing,
and it's not done expanding. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Man,
so these are really good.
The last two teas, we can try to sample here.
We got this left and this left?
Yeah. So this is this has not been aged, so it's a raw pu'er. So this is the one we just had, the choux pu'er. It's also called ripe pu'er, okay, because it's been wet piled.
Right, okay.
This has not been wet piled, and they're often pressed into cakes. Even the raw pu'er can also be really expensive. So I don't sell the really expensive any kind of pu'er. I sell stuff that you can drink every day.
Reasonable pu'er.
Yeah. But we'll dump this out here.
You're the brewmeister. You're fast.
Well, let's see. Actually, I'm going to put this in over here because it's going to have some of that flavor. So I'm going to dump that in there. Ideally, the water would be boiling, but I'm not going to bother.
It's close. And again, you're going to have to rinse this one, right?
Yeah, because it's
pressed.
Pressed.
Now this one got the special treatment. This is also a pressed little ball tea, but this one's got like the name and all that. Is this like one of your favorite pressed little gems?
I just like the name Spaceballs the Tea.
It's very.
They all have names. I mean, I'm working on kind of getting everything consistent.
Sure. There's a lot of tea in here.
I know. And that's into the water. All right. So we probably won't get to this one, but this is just a nice malty, sweet black tea.
Oh, okay.
When you brew it, we're out of water now. And I'm just gonna.
We've had a lot of water.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about this one. Let's see what it tastes like now.
That's the leaf. The pressed leaf shape.
Yeah, exactly. I'll pour that one here. Do you wanna?
Yeah, sure. That little pottery is so awesome.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have any of these for sale. I do have some other cool pottery and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some that you do sell. And this is a white.
Correct. So a little bit more flavor, a little bit of astringency. I let it brew quite a long time, but
that's yummy.
This one.
That seems flowery.
Yeah, and I always taste apples and well, this is gonna have some leaf in it. I can't.
What a master! Look at that. Not a single.
Here we try. I'll try it in this.
That's so cute. Yeah, get this gift box. This is really fun. If you have someone who likes tea, this is really, really fun. And there's so many different kinds. And, I mean, my wife drinks a fair amount of tea, and I didn't know about any of this stuff.
Yeah, I'll send you home with the whole deal.
That sounds amazing. I would definitely purchase that.
Yeah, Miles, thanks for coming on my show.
This is delicious. This is absolutely delicious.
Really hope I hit record.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to have to try this word for word again.
See you in an hour.
Oh, I'm all sweaty.
It's hard work.
It is. Well, I turned off for a little.
You think firefighting's hard? Try
this is
steeping 7 teams. Try sitting and drinking tea.
Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah, like a tenth of a glass of tea 7 times.
It's hard. Most people can't do it. See? I meant to ask you some contrabassoon questions.
Well, I don't know the answer. But that would be interesting for them to see, too.
What is the contrabassoon?
It's sort of an abomination.
So it's a state of mind.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's basically a tortured piece of wood. And it moans and groans in pain while other people are playing a concert. Yeah.
You know,
it's like people are having a party and there's like one person in the dungeon groaning.
I feel like I once ended someone's potential career, because of my inability to play. I think it was the Mother Goose Suite.
That is not an easy solo.
Well, it was. So I used to go to UT. That's where we met. Yeah. I was a music major, but not a performance major. My instrument was the bassoon, and my wife's instrument was also the bassoon.
University of Texas.
Yeah, University of Texas. And you know that the Mother Goose Suite is in one. That solo, right?
Yeah, right.
And that was the main thing, is I could not get the. So the other part of this is that we were auditioning graduate students they were auditioning. The graduate students were auditioning to get their masters in conducting. And so the way their audition went was that they would come in front of the orchestra and conduct us.
And they conducted the solo over and over?
I never got it.
That's so crazy. You have to play it over and over.
Yes, and it was always wrong. And that poor guy, I don't know what he's doing now, but it's probably not conducting. Because I destroyed his career. And
made
so
him look like an idiot.
When another, I forget her name, but she was a delightful person, and she got the spot. It was just one spot, and someone else was able to do it. I was not able to do it. So you got it.
Yeah. You probably screwed
So if you remember who it is, I'm really sorry. If you're watching this, you probably are watching this.
Yeah.
And
maybe that one person can use promo code Broken Dreams for a free gift box.
Promo code Broken Dreams.
It's not me, it's you.
Yeah. No, it was definitely me.
Oh man.
But you know what? As a conductor, you are going to come across, as a conductor of college orchestra, you are going to come across someone who can't play that solo.
Some challenges.
I am that challenge. Bird, and then it was just I just kind of played the.
Here I go.
Just kind of I might as well not have been looking. I guess I'm just gonna play it right in the middle of this melody.
Oh man.
Because that little lump doesn't come on beat 1, right? It comes at the end of the.
It's just kind of out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It is at the end.
And I guess the thing you're learning is. I guess maybe it is his fault. So no. Code Broken Dreams is I'm taking that off the table because it was your fault. You should have known right away. It's you know what? This kid is never going to get it right. It's never going to happen.
He should have done something.
You just got to move on.
Yeah, he should have fired you.
He should have thrown something at me.
Gone belligerent maestro.
When I was, I won't say which. I used to have a conductor that would kind of throw stands and.
Interesting.
Erasers, which I don't know why he had erasers there. I guess to throw us at us. The chalkboard kind.
Wow.
Ah!
Cool. Okay, promo code abused children, 50% off your first order.
Promo code Broken Dreams. I like that one. I don't know. I have to bring that back.
Yeah.
Okay, I take it back. The person who ruined your career, I was partly to blame.
Okay.
Terrible rhythm.
So not full off, maybe 50% off.
Yeah. Promo code Broken Dreams. I'll give you half off. The sampler set.
Okay. Promo code share the burden.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're both. I think we're both at fault for that.
Yeah.
For the decimation of your career before it even got started.
Promo code 2 sides to every story about horrible music making.
Now how about promo code Our Broken Dreams?
Yeah. Okay. Let's break dreams together.
Oh,
awesome.
Promo code Broken Dreams. If you've made it this far to the end of this video,
there's no way.
I think you deserve it. So I'm just going to say, yes, I'm going to actually put a discount in. It's going to be 10% off. Promo code Broken Dreams. I'll do it today. If you made it to the end of this video, you deserve 10% off.
Yeah, go
Whatever
outside,
your next order,
man. Go outside.
Yeah. Maybe work out so you can make it into the fire department.
Yeah. Tea isn't going to solve your problem.
Thank you, Miles. Mm-hmm.